Well, folks, this is basically the epitome of absolute beauty and freedom. Listen. I've been walking now for probably a good hour. I finally arrived at the side of the mountain. This mountain. A bunch of ATV trails, and yeah, you can see mountains in the distance. Yeah, see town down there? That's how far up I've walked. And it's so quiet here, there's not a sound. So, here I am, British Columbia, on the side of a mountain, pretty high up. I have no idea the elevation right now. And I'm going up. Gotta get an overview. This is what hiking is, you know what I mean? I can't believe how silent it is. I mean, even the camera probably just doesn't serve justice. Absolute silence. No wind. It's hot right now. And it's November. It's hot. I'm sweating. I want to take my coat off. But I'm not going to. This is the kind of place you want to be aware. I'm out of the city. I'm out of cultivated area, you could say. And this is where you're going to see scorpions, rattlesnakes. I think it's still hot enough up here that they're probably under the rocks or basking in the sun. It's hard to believe that this is winter. I'm going up the hill. Y'all don't know what you're missing, man. All my friends and family and anyone who knows me, man, back in Ontario. You don't know happiness yet, man. You gotta come out here. Just gorgeous. I mean, look at this. Anywhere you look is mountains. Alright, so let's pick a path. Shall we go right into the big section? Or left into the other big section? I'm going straight. Let's go. Got some breaking out of records going on in my earphones right now. Shout outs to them, you know what I'm saying? Yo guys gotta come out here. Win or lose.
Let me start to the beginning at the top of the list. No, people won't be mad about this. I was just dropped, haters can't do shit. Set up their face like a cake in a dick. Basically bitch, we basically rich. Stainless with clips, famous on trips. Danger for hits, my aim is defense.
Alright. Very, very short walk, and look already. Gorgeous. And silent. Alright. Onward we strive. For those of you watching, I may or may not turn the camera off, but I think I'm going to try to do as much of a constant video as I can here. Now, I kind of don't want to be honest, because yesterday I did a lot of filming and then my phone froze. I just want to say here, There's something big living around here. Look at that pile of shit. Oh yeah. I don't know what it is, but let's hope that ain't no bear. But it could be. They're out here. As well as wild ox, or not ox, sorry, ram. That's the sheep with the big horns. I think that's enough of that shit shot. What do you think? Look at that. There's also, this could be cow, horses. All I see is ATV tracks. I don't really see any animal tracks. Regardless, up we go. This is life right now, you know what I mean? If I come up to a bear and that fucker eats me, I asked for it. Now, I don't know if you can tell with this camera here, the inclines that I'm climbing, but this is basically straight up. Let me tell you, you need some good shoes if you want to make it. Oh yeah. Oh. You'd need a pretty powerful ATV to get up this bitch. Can't do this in Ontario. Wow. You want to talk hill climb? Man, you better be in shape to do this. Wow. Now, I don't know if you can hear my footsteps. There's a reason I'm stomping like that. Snakes feel your vibrations. Bears, you don't want to scare them if they're eating. Look at that. Wow. Unbelievable. Alright, this is almost 8 minutes of video. I think I will stop it so it'll save. And right from this point, I'm not going to move. I'll start it again. There's lots of up to go. Good thing I ate before I did this. Alright, stay tuned for part 2. Osoyoos, British Columbia, as traveled by Dayaman. Alright, part 2. At least I know my first part saved. Sometimes these smartphones are stupid. So, before I move on, let's see if I can point some stuff out here for what I've learned about Osoyoos so far. Okay. The lake you're seeing is Osoyoos Lake. All down there. All the way down there. And this way is the United States. The border is like 5 minutes away. There is no going south unless you plan on crossing the border. This white building right here, tip of my finger, that's a Holiday Inn. I live on the other side of the lake right here. And it's taken me about an hour and a half, following winding roads all the way up. And I'm only about halfway, if that. And I mean, the view already, absolutely stunning. Oh man, who needs drugs when you got this, huh? Serious. But I can tell you, when I get home, I'm gonna have a stiff rum and coke, let me tell you. Got a bottle waiting for me. Alright, let's go. That way it does look interesting, doesn't it? But I mean, there's so many ways to go. This way's down and flat. I don't think I want to go that way. Maybe on another walk. Let's go to the right and go up. At some point, I think I'm gonna have to stop and take a break. This is the desert of Canada, and it's hot. It's hot in November, and I'm not gonna find no water out here, nothing. I didn't bring any with me, which any of you watching, planning on going on a hike, I heard something. Bring water is what I was gonna say. I had a huge drink before I left. May not have been enough, but I'm hypoglycemic and the doctor told me I retain water, so hey, might have some reserves. I think what I heard was an echo from down in the city. I'm not certain. But I was too busy talking, so I shut up for a second. Just kind of be aware, alright? Got some people over there. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know if you see, but there's some dust. And it looks like, it sounds like ATV riders. Yeah, that's what it is. Got some ATV riders using the trails what they're for. And here I am walking. So, maybe they'll come say hi. And maybe not. But I bet that is fun. Looks like one guy's got like a moped-like thing. He's crazy. I'd want some four wheels up in this. Alright, moving on. There's other people here. I don't feel so in danger. But I can tell you one thing, my brand new shoes are getting absolutely filthy. Nothing a little water won't fix when I get home. At least this is the hard part. Going down won't be so tough. Had me a good meal before I left. So far, this is, I believe, my 4th day here in Osoyoos. And every single day, I have felt negativity, sadness, depression. It all just wilts away. Hung out with an 80-year-old man last night at the bar. He stays at my resort, very lonely. Thought I'd give him some time. Those people on ATVs, I bet they think I'm crazy walking up this. I'm gonna stop here. Look, you know, you guys may not be too interested in this, but you know, it goes to show some of the different elements here. See this rock? I don't know if you can see the colors, but there's some greens, blues, some shiny parts. I would move it, but it looks like there's some crevice under there, and ah hell, let's move it. See, there's something under there. What do we got? Whole lot of nothing. Well, moving on then. Another basic straight up path. Uh-oh, I see a fence. I may have reached a limit of some kind. Oh, oh man, this is like worse than leg presses. Whew. There's a... Can you see them? Let's see if I can zoom in here. The riders are right in there. I don't know if you can see them. This is one hell of a journey. I'm approaching 8 minutes again on this video. So, it's the end of part 2. I'm gonna stay right here and start part 3 immediately. Stay tuned for 3. Okay, part 3. Let's go. Oh, here they come. They are approaching. The ATV riders, I mean. So I'm gonna get out of the way. They're on a totally different path. That's probably so fun. She was staring at me weird. So I was like, what the hell is this guy doing up here on foot? That must be spectacular fun. Walking around? Yeah. It's only my 4th day in British Columbia, so
Oh.
never seen mountains.
Oh, really? Where are you from?
Ontario.
Ontario.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm a long ways away. So,
Yeah.
have a great one. Apparently walking around the mountains is strange. I love this. Look at that. Like, just when you think you're up high, I want to see if I can make it to that ridge. Right up there. Am I healthy enough to do it? That's the question, right? Looks like we got some fireworks up here someone was lighting up. Now, if I go up there, I'll probably get a real good view. But it won't be as good as up there. And that's where I'm gonna go. Go big or go home, right? And home's a long ways away. Oh boy, look at this path. Straight up. Oh yeah. Oh. You guys having fun yet? I sure as hell am. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Whew. I'm I'm gonna need to sit and take a break soon. Damn. If you could see this incline, and I'm pretty sure the camera doesn't serve it any justice. My feet are slipping as I walk. Whoa. Holy. Hey, if you're a smoker, don't do this. Oh. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, hunker down here. Break time, look at that. I've traveled quite high, and I don't even know if what I'm approaching now is the final peak or not. Just mountains as far as you can see. Absolutely stunning. Ontario ain't got this. Outside of the shallow sound of those ATVs, there isn't even bird sounds up here. It is just eerily silent. I feel like I'm whispering, and I don't even need to talk loud. I saw 2 eagles 3 days ago. Maybe I'll get lucky and see one in a tree or something and catch it on film. But starting to feel like I'd like a drink. Okay. Onward. And as I come over this ridge, I see what? Even higher peak in the distance. But this is the one I'm going up. Oh man. This is not for the weak at heart. I'll tell you that much. Here's a view from here, look. Oh wow. If I can't find a path up there, I'm gonna have to make my own. But if any of these people are adventurous like me, there will be a path. Again, I'm constantly scanning the area for animals, any kind, because you never know. And I'm scanning the ground. This is the one place where you walk with your head down and not out of shame, but out of protection for your own life. Now, I don't see a path at all. And that worries me because when you get off the path, you don't see what's in the bushes, including scorpions and rattlesnakes, and black widow spiders, trapdoor spiders. There's many poisonous things out here. And let me tell you, I got stung now. I ain't getting home, plain and simple. It's too far out. I don't even have a bandage on me, so. Well, you know what? I see a fence. I may not actually be able to get to that peak. That kind of sucks. But there's many mountains. I will keep going because I'm not tired yet. Caught my breath after that incline. Oh, I've approached 8 minutes. Face this way here. Oh, look at that. Look at that lake. And hear the silence. That's not me editing out the sound. It's just that silent. Alright. Part 4 coming soon. Well, right now. Part 4. So far we're at like half an hour, I believe. 32 minutes of climbing. And there's still so much up to go. If I could find a way. Get this fence here. Barbed wire and everything. Telling me to stay out. It's quite hot. I might see they have this fenced off. And for the reason is probably because it's just sheer straight up and down. There's no walking up that. You need some ropes and spikes, and which, by the way, I do have climbing spikes, but I didn't bring them. I didn't want to carry a backpack. Just should have, because then I could have put water in it. Best believe I'm gonna chug that when I get home. And then follow that up with some rum and some relaxation while I edit this video into one part and upload to YouTube with my slow internet. I haven't seen a bird or a bug or a small animal or anything. I haven't heard anything. And I know there's stuff out here. Saw some ram the other day on a different mountain. We were driving, however. It's just not the same as this. Starting to get higher up where there's actually a couple trees. Now, if you want a real good picture of just how far I've traveled so far, have a look. This is a very great view of all of Lake Osoyoos. The reflection of the mountains off the water is just awesome. And again, it's starting to look like, if I keep following this, the grade there. I don't see the fence anymore either, so I may actually be able to get to my peak that I'm striving for. Continuing on. And I mean, this is just huge. I don't even know where those ATV riders are anymore. Can't see them at all. By the time I come off the side of this, it's gonna be nightfall. I started at 2 p.m. 2:30 or something like that. Such fresh air, like zero pollution. I still see fence. I don't know. I really want to get to that peak, but I don't think they're going to allow me. I don't want to break no rules either. 4 days in a province. You don't take no chances. If I fall, break something, I could scream at the top of my lungs. Nothing's gonna happen. I don't even think I have cell phone signal here, so I can't even make a phone call. Alright, I might see a path. Basically right where I thought it would be. We'll see if it goes. I really do hope it does. I wouldn't want to disappoint y'all watching. Oh, look at that. Look at that. There's a snake hole. Is there a snake in there? I don't know. Do I want to find out? Absolutely not. But that's a snake hole. This right here. Oh yeah, rattlesnake country. Ain't going in that. I'm gonna stay right here on the path. I see us turning right, and if you go right, there's only one way, and that's the peak. So I'm really hoping, really hoping. I'm still trying to spot that fence. I think I do see it, so. Well, that doesn't go to the right like I thought it did. It does go right, but not the right way. Wow, that's not even the highest peak, look. That's a whole other peak right there, I just noticed. It just keeps going. And I see the fence. I can feel like a certain lack of oxygen. I have no idea what the altitude is here. I don't know if that's what's affecting it or just straight up out of breath. It's a hell of a walk. Well, the peak I wanted is inaccessible due to fence. So I am sorry, folks. I don't know where this is going, but I think I've found another fence. It's not closed. I don't know if I'm allowed or not. Let's see if we see a no trespassing sign or anything like that. A little grove here. I love the silence. Just gorgeous. Alright. Going on 9 minutes now. So, part 5 coming up. Part 5. The thing to remember about this is I still gotta go down. And all of you who know me, when I tell you I'm adventurous, this is what it means. Alright. Again, we got a fence here, but it's not closed. And that just goes up. So, let's do it. pretty steep as well. Well, I now can say with experience, mountain climbing is not easy, even with a path. Oh. Okay. I'm about to show you a view unlike any of the others you've already seen in this journey. Starting to get to some trees. Might be a source of water up here somewhere. Not that I'm gonna drink, but alright. Check this out. This is the peak I was trying to get to, but it's fenced off. And I'm already almost that high, but in a different location. You can see the whole lake now. It does continue a little around this corner. Over here, actually. Alright, onward. I can't believe the warmth in November. I don't know for sure, but I think I see a bear. Zoom in. That is a bear. See that? That black spot? Right there? Right there? That's a bear. Wow. That is huge. And it also has me very worried, let me tell you. Oh, hang on now. That may not be a bear. We have something else moving here. And it's brown, right here. Right at the tip of my finger. Now, it's too far for me to see what it is. I've got the camera zoomed right in. There's a truck coming. Perhaps he's coming to tell me I'm trespassing. Well, he definitely looks like he's coming this way. We'll see if he says something to me. I'm gonna zoom out and just carry the camera. I'm not turning it off. Oh. He's not coming for me. He's just out ripping his truck around. I have lost both creatures I was looking at. I really don't know what they were. There's one. It could be a deer. But the other one was black. I know there's brown bears and black bears. What one it is, don't know. Could even be cows. Wild cows. It could be sheep. I really don't know. And I'm not about to walk down there and find out. Well, moving on. Up we go. Now, there's trees around, and that provides cover for many things, which I need to be very aware. Now, I know it's not much, but I got at least a bit of protection. This 3-inch titanium blade. Pull that out now. You just don't know. I see a bear, I'm just gonna throw it at it. Or something. Looks like we had a bit of a fire here. Burnt down a bit, this tree. Give it a quick scan here. Listen. Okay. Oh, look at that. Tracks. Those are deer tracks. This is sand, right? So you can't tell the age. There's definitely wildlife up here, including me. Let's keep going. Notice the color of the trunks of these pine trees. These are very old and incredibly resinous. They look red. And yeah. You don't see that back home either. Beautiful. This looks like I might be going down. At the same time, that goes up. Well, I'm gonna come down the same way I came up, so I'm just gonna travel this way a bit. See what's here. This is getting into really dangerous territory. You can see the path is getting closed in. And there's just, excuse me, no way to know what's in there. And I'm seeing tracks everywhere. Look, more deer track, more deer track. And they're coming towards me, not away. It would be excellent to see one up close. You can feel it, it's a lot colder here now. I'm out of the direct sunlight, into the brush. Oh, this is as good as it gets. Nature rocks. It's fresh. That is fresh. Real fresh. That's not even dried. we're not talking just one either. But it's deer prints and not bear prints, so far so good. Alright, 11, 12 minutes. That's part 5. Part 6. Right, part 6. Onward we strive. Now I know there's other people around. We saw that truck down the ridge there. He's still parked there actually. You probably won't see him. But he is literally right in there through the trees. And there's obviously the ATV riders as well. Definitely should have brought some water. If you learn anything from this video, learn this. Don't venture off into the mountains without some water. Only idiots do that. Yes, I just called myself an idiot. I deserve that status right now. I'm thirsty as hell. You gotta remember, this is the desert. It's very dry. Again, I'm still seeing deer tracks. Apparently they like to follow this path. It's probably easier. And I'm going back up again. Ooh. Oh boy, look at that. See? Somehow I knew. I am now heading towards the peak I planned to go to. Just gorgeous rock face. That'd be a good rock climb. There's the trucker. Right down there. Right there. Again. Deer tracks. These aren't no small deer. Love to see one. Yeah, foot drag. Dragging his feet. There's some more poo up here, looks like. Tracks everywhere. Okay. Look at this view. I mean, this is one hell of a climb. But I'm getting to the peak. I had a real good feeling it'd come around this way. People just started their truck. It's amazing how you can hear everything just... No matter how far away you are. It's just so silent up here, you hear everything. I feel like I would hear something walking around the bushes. You know what? I wonder if this right here could be the den of the deer. But I don't see tracks coming out of it, so perhaps not. Anyways. Even though I'm let's see, how long have I smoked for? I am a 21-year smoker. And let me tell you, this is really pushing my limits. And I do mean that. At least on the way down. Won't be so tough. I'm bound to see something up here. I will admit. As humans, we don't have much in the ways of protection against big animals like bears and a pissed off male deer as I invade their territory. All I have is a 3-inch blade and 2-foot arms. My best bet would be pick up the biggest rock I could find, just throw it as hard as I could at it. That would be one of my first instincts, I think. Oh, this is an incline and a half. Oh, this is interesting. What do we got here? Looks like somebody had an old cabin, which is no longer a cabin. I don't see burn marks. It must have just dilapidated. Ooh. Come on, peek. I want to sit and just enjoy this. Getting a lot colder up here. Again, I'm stomping hard again because there's just places all over the place here. You just don't know what's in there. There's no way to know. And I'm out of here before dark, because then I'm really in trouble. See this right here? All those rocks. There's likely a scorpion in there somewhere, but I'm not looking. Could be wrong. But they like spots like that. Oh, my legs. Maybe I'll go for a massage tomorrow. I don't know if in this walk you guys have noticed the landscape, but this is definitely desert country. I mean, every plant looks like it doesn't even need water or even gets water. You know what? They probably don't. Well, folks, it's a long video. Yes, I know, but it's a long hike, and none of my friends are here with me, and I'm happy to share this journey with you. Hopefully you've made it this far watching. I know that life in the city and everything you guys are used to, it just doesn't stop. It's always go, go, go. But out here, that's not the case. Holy. Out here is pure, a lot of old people who are retired. Just relaxed. Well, I don't know if this is going to the peak I wanted, but I'm at the height of it, basically. This right here, this is the peak I was trying for. As you can see, there's the taller one, and I think that's where this path is going. I'm starting to wonder if I should turn back soon. I don't know how much water my body's using right now, but my throat's starting to stick together through dryness. And there's nothing up here. No water. Oh. Wow. That path goes right up there, doesn't it? Okay. Path goes up. Oh, wow. Well, we're here now, right? Part 6. Onward to 7. Part 7. I haven't named any other parts, but I'm gonna name this one, and it's called If you're curious, I'm still going up. I'm not turning back yet. I came this far now. And it is only very early. Not very early. 20 after 20, 35 after 3. It's only been about an hour. I feel like it's been 3 days. And the dangerous thing is I don't even know if people walk up here, you know what I mean? Okay. And this is where I turn back, in fact, because if you're seeing what I'm seeing, this ain't deer. You see that right there? That's bear. And it's a little bear. Which means mama bear and baby bear are following this very path. So, that's that. It's not worth the risk. As you can see, I am talking baby bear. Maybe not, maybe big bear. Oh, what do I know? But the pack, the tracks are going that way. Up that way. I don't know where it goes or where they go, but that's that. Fun is fun. But you don't risk your life. Let's go back. I suppose you don't need to see my path back. You saw it on the way. So, I'll leave you with that. I'll give you one last final view of what I'm looking at. I'll tell you right now, if I gotta run, this camera ain't coming with me. I keep hearing some weird noise. Maybe I'm being stalked, hunted. After all, this isn't human world. Here's your view. And that's the best you're gonna get with me being alone up here. If I had other people or a gun, I might stay. Okay folks, real quick. I came up this mountain. I'm on my way down. I'm gonna zoom in. I have 2 deer right here. They're watching me. I don't know if you can see them. They're watching me very close. Do you see his head moving there? Literally right there. Right above the fingertip. I'm watching them. They're watching me. See them there? See them? Gorgeous. Wild deer. Oh my God, that's huge. Oh my God. Absolutely huge. Wow. Oh, there's nothing like this. Nothing like this. Here I am walking along. I see this big thing move. My heart jumped out of my chest and I stopped dead. Incredible. I'm gonna leave them be now. I don't want them to be too scared. As you can see, they are quite far away, but it's not really that far. This was on my way back down. These guys, I passed right by them.